Guys, this is the sand that I used to blast off the frame of the silver single cab short bed truck. I have so much confidence, I think we can reuse this. We're gonna try. I'm just using an old window screen to get the big chunks out. It dried out really well sitting out here on the black asphalt. I'm going to finish scooping this up and screening it, and then we'll get to the video. Welcome back to Mohawk Motors, everybody. My name is Jason. So I'm telling you right up front, this is not a sponsored video. No one gave me any money. No one asked me to make this video. But I've found a product, a tool that, now that I've used it a little bit, I've figured it out, and I want to show you how I figured out how to make this tool work really well for you, because I think it offers a really great DIY budget solution for blasting. This video I'm doing it about, it's just an Amazon special pressure washer sand blasting kit. I bought it on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description for you so you can get one too if you like it, but I used it to pressure wash the entire frame and sandblast the entire frame for the silver regular cab short bed truck that I'm working on. And once I worked out the kinks, and really there was nothing wrong with the tool, I was using it incorrectly. Once I figured out how to use it correctly, man, it did a stellar job. Especially concerning, like I said, I think it's only like 50 bucks. I can't remember exactly what I paid, but for the job it does, it's cheap, especially if you already have a pressure washer. So I've got some parts here that I want to get cleaned up. I'll show them to you, and we'll do a demonstration of how this thing works, and I'll tell you what I've learned so you can use it correctly and efficiently, because all the Amazon reviews that I saw people having problems with were the same problems I experienced until I figured out how to use it right. So let's get this thing going. I'll show you what we're doing. So here I've got a pair of brake caliper brackets for the rear of a GMT 800 truck, a 1500 series pickup. And as far as I know, to my knowledge, these are symmetrical. So it's the same bracket on both sides. That's not what this video is about. We're going to get these things cleaned up. I pulled these from the junkyard. I stripped all the hardware and everything off of them, so it's just the casting, and I haven't done anything else to them. So you can see they're pretty dirty, they're pretty rusty, but they're in good condition. They're not so rusty that they're like they've lost weight or anything like that. I think they're a perfect candidate for me to show you what this thing can do. So that's our starting point. I'm going to sit them up over here, get you guys on the tripod, and then we'll get these things blasted off, and I'll probably get soaking wet and filthy in the process. But they're going to come out really good, I'm confident. So when you buy this kit, this is what comes in the box. It's a little white unmarked box. There's nothing in it, but you get your little suction straw, piece of hose, and then your pressure washer attachment. It also comes with the hose clamps and some additional ceramic pieces for inside the nozzle, because that's your wear component. The ceramic gets abraded by the sand over time. It's a consumable. But I've done a lot of blasting with this one already, and my ceramic still looks pretty good. So it's holding up well. Now this just connects right onto the end of your standard pressure washer gun. This end pokes down into your blasting media. In my case, playground sand. Just normal, nothing special playground sand. You can get it Lowe's, Home Depot, hardware store, wherever. And this is the sand that I had already used, blasting off the silver cab, or the frame of the silver single cab, and I think it's going to work just fine again. Standard pressure washer, nothing special. And take my normal tip out, and Sandblaster attachment just plugs right in. Now, first tip on this, and this is what I've learned. Water always flows with gravity, right? We absolutely do not want to get water in this branch of the blaster, the part that veers off and connects to the hose. So we always want to make sure that any potential water is below that. So when I'm putting it down, like so, to make sure water drips out of the end, not into the hose. I think that was the first mistake I made when I used this thing the first time and had some trouble, is I did not make sure to keep the sand portion above any possible water. Now the next tip and thing I figured out as far as actually using this thing, when I'm blasting and spraying, again, water lower than sand. So I keep the sand portion of the tube up on the top, the water portion down on the bottom. And as I'm blasting, I'm just gonna make little circular movements, get everything in. If I stop blasting, I'm gonna keep it in that orientation, release the trigger, keep the tip below the sand tube. Guys, once I figured it out, it was very common sense. You don't want water getting into your sand tube, because then the sand sticks together and it can't flow through anymore. As long as it's dry and powdery, the Venturi effect of the water will siphon the sand through the tube, thus creating your wet sand blast. So I'm going to fire up the pressure washer, blast these things off, get them cleaned up, and I'll show you how it looks when I'm done. A good idea to keep your sand covered so none of the water splashes into your supply. Alright guys, it's a little bit later. Had to go sell a truck and then get dinner and eat dinner with the kids and wife, and I'm back out. So this is our finished product. Now I had to kind of leave them there, so I got a little bit of flash rust, but you can still see, I mean, that thing cleaned these up right down to bare metal and did a really nice job. And it only took me, I mean, I would say total 10 minutes. And I'm perfectly happy with this. This is 100% ready to be hit with a rust converting primer. Sorry about that, got cut off by the dead battery. But I was saying, these things are ready to be hit with a rust converting primer as a base coat, and then painted and ready to go on the truck. But that's a different video. That's really it for this one. As you saw, the thing worked great. When you see me shaking the bucket, that's just to get the little suction straw covered by sand again. It's pretty easy to tell when your straw comes out of the sand because it'll stop removing paint and grease and stuff effectively. And you just give the bucket a shake, get the straw, the little suction straw back under the sand, and it pulls it right back up again. The thing for the price, if you already have a pressure washer, I really don't think you can beat it. It grants you the ability to blast stuff. I'm able to do it out here on the asphalt where I can let the sand dry in the sun and then scoop it up, screen it, and use it again. You could do it on a concrete surface, any hard surface really. You can even do it inside, but just it's gonna make a big mess. And the playground sand, it's easy to find. Like I said, Lowe's, Home Depot, hardware store, it's all over the place. So I think that's it, team. The thing, if you're trying to blast and you don't have a big enough air compressor to run a traditional Sandblaster, or you already have a pressure washer, I think this thing works great, and it's all in how you use it. The Amazon reviews and stuff like that, I think it was user error, because once I figured it out, the thing just works mint. So hopefully this helps you guys, and I'm gonna keep going on this thing. I'm gonna get some primer on those parts and then get this video uploaded for you. So until the next video, everybody, take care.